Hi lovelies, I'm Ariel and this is Maven Unmasked, and I just wanted to share an experience I had with all of you. I'm still super excited about it. So last night I had my first experience in a flotation tank doing flotation therapy, also called floating. I had heard about this maybe 2 years ago and thought it was fascinating and really wanted to give it a try, but didn't think there was anything like that in my area, and then I kind of forgot about it. And I had gone to a holistic psychic fair in my area called Illuminate Annapolis, and met this woman, Denise. I had met her before in a previous class I had been to, but she does flotation therapy and had her company there representing them, and it's called Paradise Float Spa in Annapolis, Maryland, if you guys are in the area. And booked a session with my friend and mentor, and was waiting. This was a few weeks ago, so last night was the session, and I was debating about, because I've heard people have spiritual experiences in there. What flotation therapy is, if you don't know, it's like thousands of pounds of salt, of Epsom salt, in water. And you literally go in this tank and you just lay there and float. You can close the door and turn out the lights and be in complete isolation, complete darkness. A little bit more about my experience actually doing that later, but I was trying to decide, do I want to talk to my guides and have like a certain mission, like a certain purpose, something I'm going to work on? Do I want to go on a shamanic journey? While I'm in there, do I want to do healing for myself? Like, should I ask a question? Should I meet my loved ones in spirit? Like, I wanted to have a game plan going in, but nothing really felt right doing that. I had a couple things I wanted to cover, but it was like, I'm just open to it. So, get there. And the place is absolutely lovely. Denise is she's just a sweetheart, and so enthusiastic and excited about the flotation therapy and what she does. So that's always a plus to me when you go someplace and the people who work there love what they do and they're excited and passionate about it, because it makes me excited and passionate about it as well. So she showed us around and showed us the tanks. If you are on my the Maven Unmasked Facebook page or Instagram, I took just a little video of the inside of the flotation tank if you want to see what it looks like. But told us, what to do and, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to completely break that down so you can have a genuine experience for yourself. But pretty much, you open the tank and it's the exact same temperature as your skin. Which is really, really cool. But you get in, there's, a panic button on the side because you can be enclosed in this if you choose to close yourself in. That way, in case anything happens or you have a panic attack or just anything, somebody can come assist you. And then there's also these twinkly little pretty sparkly blue lights at the top, the water, the big door. And then when you step in, you can either, close the door, leave it open, leave the sparkly lights on, or you can turn them off. So you go in, they play some meditation music for the first few minutes. I get in it and, I float there with the twinkling lights on for a few seconds, because I was like, well, do I want to be completely closed in or in the dark? Can I handle that? All of that. You can go in your swimsuit if you want, or you can float naked. I floated naked. It was like, why not? You're in there by yourself. I wanted the full experience. And, so I went dark. The music stopped playing after a few minutes. All the lights are out, the door is closed, and it's literally just you with yourself. All you can hear is your breath and your heartbeat. So if you're not fully comfortable in being alone or being with yourself, this is definitely maybe a challenging experience, but it's also quite meditative. So I tried to, protected myself and opened myself up spiritually and called in my spirit team and my angels and was like, okay, well, you know, let's do this. I'm open to receive, you know, any information you have on this or just healing whatever I need to get. And while you're in there, it's pretty cool because it gets to a point where it's like you don't know where your skin ends and the water begins because it's the same temperature. You know, it's great for spiritual cleansing. I mean, it's, you know, aside from the ocean, it's like one of the biggest salt baths you can take. Really, really relaxing. I definitely had a different experience when I had my hands like this versus when I had them flipped up like this. When I put my hands this way, I felt like I was even more free flowing. But when I first got in the tank and started floating there, I felt like I was, you know, going round in a circle, almost like my head was being pulled and I was going down the drain almost, is kind of what it feels like. Or if you've ever, you know, watched a cartoon and see people get caught up in a whirlpool and that kind of spin action, is what it felt like at first. Really interesting to truly just hear nothing but your heartbeat and your breath. You're literally covered up to here in, you know, the salt water, which was really cool. Didn't feel like I was gonna drown or anything. The only thing was I sometimes felt like I couldn't get enough air because the air temperature and the water temperature and your body temperature is all kind of the same. So I had to take some deep breaths a few times, just because I felt like I couldn't get enough air and my chest was just feeling a little heavy, but not in a scary way. You know, did some Ho'oponopono while I was in there. And then I started hearing sound. I was hearing crickets chirping, and then it was like at a certain point, one of my friends lives close to a local airport, and so I know what the planes sound like as they're flying in, you know, to make their landing. And I kept hearing that kind of sound every once in a while. So I was like, that's interesting. You know, I wonder what that is. I was seeing different animal shapes. So I saw a seahorse, I saw octopus, and elephants, and some more things. It's so dark in there that it's like when your eyes are closed or open, you can't tell a difference just because it's that dark in there. And it was pretty cool because I was seeing flashes of light, and my eyes would be closed and I would open them and I would still be seeing that same continuation of that flash of light or that image. So that was pretty awesome. I did get to see some faces, and very, very detailed. Now this was more in my mind's eye than with my eyes open. So I had opened my chakras, my third eye was open, and I saw a priest. Well, he told me he was a priest, but I could see every wrinkle, every pore, every outline in his face. I also saw a woman. I could see every detail of her face. It was pretty cool, very interesting. Even when I do my mediumship readings, I rarely see spirit that clear with that much detail. So that was totally cool, totally awesome. And then I didn't notice, come to find out, at the end, there's a church like right across the street from the center. So maybe I had a visitor. Who knows? Now the benefit, one of the benefits of this, of floating, is supposed to help with PTSD and curbing addictions. I went for the spiritual properties of it. Your skin, it feels like you just took a bath in baby oil. It's pretty cool. I, you know, felt like I was a mermaid kind of floating there. But your body absorbs the magnesium. I know I'm magnesium deficient, and I take magnesium supplements and drink cacao in my coffee, which also has magnesium, but I definitely will say I noticed a difference. Now, when you're in there, you can't have your arms all the way extended and your legs, well, I'm pretty short, so my legs were all the way extended, but you can't be completely spread eagle in there because you are in the tank, you're in the chamber, but it is very, very comfortable in there. I wasn't uncomfortable at all. And then they kind of play music to let you know when it's time to come out. But I had a wonderful experience. It was so exciting. I'll definitely be doing it again. Again, for the spiritual aspects of it, I'm curious to see, and the physical aspects as well, how my body reacts in the next coming days. Again, I did this last night, and afterwards I felt so present. So I think it's great for awareness and mindfulness. I felt very present in the moment. Very awake and aware. I know when I take magnesium regularly anyway, it helps with my focus and my productiveness. But today, upon waking up, I felt even that much more energized from literally just floating and bathing in this giant salt bath for an hour and a half. But check out and see if there are any flotation therapy centers in your area, any flotation tanks. I had a lovely experience. If you're claustrophobic, I would check out the place first, maybe before making an appointment, to see if it's something you could do, but I could see how people would be claustrophobic in there. I almost fell asleep a few times. It was so relaxing. It was just a lovely, lovely, lovely experience. I felt like, I had been touched a few times by spirit, my feet being tickled and things like that, or, somebody brushing the back of my neck, but not in a scary way at all. It was lovely. I can't recommend it enough. So definitely, if you have the opportunity to try it, again, especially if you're spiritually developing, working with your intuition, all of that, it's just awesome. So definitely check it out. Again, if you're in the DMV area, I went to Paradise Float Spa in Annapolis, Maryland. So be sure to check them out and give Denise a hello. But I'm Ariel, and this has been Maven Unmasked with a brief video about my experience with flotation therapy. If you've tried it, let me know your experience. I'd be happy, to read it and talk to you a little bit. But again, have a great one, lovelies. Bye.